Not good, but like. Baby, what is all about? One day you are here, the other day you're gone. I know I was wrong, you go for so long, but baby, come back home tonight.
Hello, hardcore art heads. It's James Kalm, the guy on the bike, and we're on the Upper East Side, and we're going to run in here to the Petzel Gallery, and well, we got a treat. Asger Jorn, the Open Hide. Well, we're going to start out and look at this piece. This is Untitled from 1949, 1950, and I'm not sure, but I believe this is the oldest piece in the show. It's 24 by 18 and a half. Well, I was very excited when I heard about this show. I've been doing some studies on the post-World War II European avant-garde, and Asger Jorn is probably one of the main players. He's an artist that drifted from CoBrA into the imaginary Bauhaus, and then was one of the important early members of the Situationist International. This piece is titled Portrait Signora Albicinia, 1957, and I believe this is paper laminated on panels. Well, Jorn was also a pretty prolific book artist and did a lot of multiples. This is an example called Finde Copenhagen lithograph. I was interested in this piece. This is what I call an intervention. I guess they call this a modification. And Jorn would go in and find these paintings in flea markets or antique shops, and he would buy them, and then he would modify them. And this was long before people were kind of subverting art. This is 1959. So there are a whole bunch of kind of post-conceptual artists that have been biting on this idea. Well, I think one of the things that I found interesting about Jorn was that, well, he was one of the founding members of CoBrA, Copenhagen, Brussels, and Amsterdam. I believe he was from Denmark. And in a lot of ways, these guys are kind of analogous to the New York school, at least the action painters. But they always kept figurative elements in the work, and a couple of other people that were associated with that group were Karl Appel and another guy, Oczynski, who's maybe one of my favorite members. This is titled Oriental Fire Sayonara. It's 39 by 31 inches. But if you look at the handling of the paint, a lot of this is squirted out of the tubes. And, well, he's blotted this section here. Smudged things. We got some thrown paint. I first came across his work when I was a young GI in Germany back in the early 70s. This is titled Destiny is Crushed, 1962. And of course, I would look at these paintings and sort of think, gee, this must be some kind of primitive wild child. And, well, as I started to study the history, I realized that Jorn was actually very politically engaged, very involved in the avant-garde, the art community. And this was all part of a whole kind of reaction to World War II. This is a double-sided painting. Animated animals from 1944 to 46. And, well, he's a great colorist. There was a whole group of artists in Europe that were going back to a more primordial imagery or a primordial approach to art. So June Dubuffet and the whole art brut thing kind of started it. CoBrA was part of it. I think CoBrA only lasted for about maybe 3 or 4 years, 2 or 3 years. So this is 29 by 38 inches. We'll just sort of sweep over the wall. You can get an idea of the installation. Well, the other interesting movement that Jorn was involved with was the Situationist International. This is called Actor in Action, 1967, 25 by 21 inches. And, well, he met Guy Debord, who at that point was kind of taking over the letterists with a group of young kind of French beatniks, French hippies, and he ended up meeting Debord, and they realized they shared some similar political views and ideas about a new approach to aesthetics. This is titled The Fiendish Caress, 39 by 31 inches. And so they would be kind of the equivalent of the beat movement here in New York and in America. And they ended up becoming very, very political. Jorn was out running around meeting people and asking them to kind of join the group, and then Guy Debord would try to purify things and would kick everybody out because they didn't come up to his high political standards. One of the groups that he brought in was from Munich called Spoor, and there was a lot of controversies and meetings, and eventually kicked out Spoor. This is titled Figure in a Head. Just from a painterly aspect, Jorn is a great colorist and really create some wonderful surfaces. He's got runny washes. He's got kind of transparent layers, glazing, scumbling, and then thicker, chunkier stuff. It's titled Jungle Drama, 1952, oil on masonite, 31.5 by 35.83 inches. And yeah, somehow I'm kind of getting a little feeling of Sautine here with the kind of undulating forms. I also think I would mention that I'm looking at the figuration and some of the color things, and this kind of makes me think of Thornton Dial, the great outsider artist from Georgia, I believe. You can also see where his color kind of bumped up in the key. He keys things a little higher as he goes on with the painting. This is Untitled, 1971. Gouache on paper mounted on canvas. And, well, that looks a lot like action painting. Got the fat brushes like a de Kooning. Check out a few more here. It's Untitled. 12 by 9 inches. It's a nice little juicy piece. I believe this is a lithograph. A lithograph in color on smooth paper, 40 by 55 inches. Bird observing a flock of Dumburgers, Naughty Pictures number 3. It's 1955. And, well, I think Jorn was kind of a jokester. He was influenced by Dada and some other groups. Well, we'll wrap up here in the back gallery. It's one of his kind of funny altered photographs, or maybe he got this at the seashore where you could stick your head through the picture of the famous mermaid, I guess is in Copenhagen Harbor, I'm not sure. And, well, we've got a nice little cabinet of his published works, some of his illustrated books and catalogs. And I know that he did a very famous collaboration book with Guy Debord. Oh, this is another cherry piece titled Red Light, 1960, 25 by 21 inches. Well, again, we can see we've got kind of thin washes. We've got some kind of runny glazing, stuff squeezed out of the tube, scumbling. There might even be some sand and things added in there. This is a woodcut, 1971. And I looked at this and I kind of thought of Edvard Munch, especially with the way he's got these kind of rainbow rolls on his blocks. And we'll wrap up looking at this piece. Interplanetary Loving Couple, 1954, 35 by 37. And, I was looking at some of this work and thinking that there's a whole school of Northern European abstract painters today. Albert Olam would be one of them, and even some of Kippenberger's more abstract pieces that really they owe a lot to Jorn and his approaches. This is James Kalm at Petzel, 35 East 67th Street, and we're just taking a walkthrough of Asger Jorn, The Open Hide. Thank you, Kate. Thank you. Thanks.